do is trying to catch water. And one of the things that we work on in permaculture is energy flow through a system. We want to harvest all the energy that's coming through a system. So water is a form of energy. Most places want water to get out of their system as fast as possible. We want to interrupt that, and we want to harvest it, and we want to sink it into the ground. Because the best and the most cheapest way to store water on your farm is in your soil, which can grow things. So, and it's going to be very dry this summer. So he set up his contour, and he did it with this little walking tractor where he kind of plowed it. And it's pretty, it's doing its job.
Oh, I am.
But you can see how hard this soil is.
Trying to stand in the middle here.
And even here where we have like
we're going to
bit
be
of mulch,
going over this anyway.
a little bit more soil moisture. You just pull it back a little bit. Than here where it goes to the sun. And if you were to go, we walked earlier down here in the corner here where this beautiful white oak is. And if you want to do that, please be careful, there's some poison on it. But that has a real beautiful soil structure because you have this successive layers of leaf mulch, living things die, and so it's a real nice crumbling soil. Is that right, Eric, on the downside? Yeah. We're gonna build the berm because this is a swell, and usually a swell is a ditch built on contour, holds the water, sinks it in the soil like I talked with. Since we don't have the earth moving equipment, we're going to sheet mulch, and we're going to take all this cardboard and these feed bags, and we're just going to lay it right on top of this stuff. And so this is all going to die and rot underneath of that. We're going to block this all out from the sunlight. Then we're going to go and we're going to use some of the compost. He's got a little bit of fertility with bone meal, some blood meal. We're going to seed this with some seed potatoes that need to get planted. So basically, you were talking about raised bed gardening. This is a form of raised bed gardening. We're going to build it pretty high, and then we're going to do carbonaceous materials, so the mulch, the paper, the straw. We're going to do some compost, which he has in the barn, a little bit of the utility. And it's going to be pretty big when we're done. We're going to water it down as we go. We have the hose for that.
It's a no-till system. I mean, one of the challenges we had with thinking about our farm was, well, Dick's wife got the $3,000 tiller then, so, you know, I'm like, well, I can't spend $3,000 on it. We have to begin to think about systems and ways of building up and not having to turn the earth. And it's also a lot better for the soil because it builds fertility rather than, you know, as you till.
But most importantly, it's really good for your back because digging is hard work. So one of the best gardens I ever built was up in Barnesville, North Carolina, on the backside of Mount Mitchell. And you could just put the shovel right above the dirt and you could feel the rocks that were under there. And you didn't even have to dig, you could just feel them. So I just got a bunch of leaf mulch and I got a bunch of manure. I didn't really know what I was doing. This is in '93. Built this giant bed and it was like chocolate soil in the spring. I could spit seeds in it and it would grow. So this is a good way, this is a good technique if you want to build a bed somewhere. Don't want to have to plow up the grass and have the grass come back. We're going to actually, this is all going to be the start of our fertility. So that's the plan.
All right, let's do it. As I said to Edward, you know, when he started out, he was in his 20s, and we're not, you know, over the next 20 years, we're not going to get any younger. So whatever we do is going to have to be something that isn't as hard.
That's what that's exactly what I've been thinking lately. Make it happen.
Yeah, so whatever is easier rather than harder. And so with permaculture, the idea is also to, you might have a lot of inputs at the beginning, but fewer inputs as time goes on because you're building a system, so you're not having to do the same work year after year. Because who really wants to do that? Like I said, my sharecropping mother thought I was absolutely 100% insane when I said I was going back to a farm, because for her, she grew up with a plow and a cow and a horse and
the thing to get off of.
Right, exactly, the thing to get away from.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go right up to the edge of this, and we're just going to literally just lay it down. If you have a knife, you can cut it. If you don't worry about it. Yeah. So we're just going to overlap it. How wide do you want it?
All right, I'm going to get started in a minute.
So like something like that, just go over top.
How long are we going to make this?
Oh, I think we should start about where Crystal is and just see how far we can.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to start helping too.